Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, okay, settle down, I'll get on with it. Thank you for being here. And I'd like to propose a toast to whatever deranged perversion has brought you hither. Did you like that? I love the word hither. Hither and hence. Fabulous words. It is a shame that you can't use them down the pub nowadays without people calling you a nonce. Hither and hence are two of a small, very clever group of words that can express location and direction at once. They're called locative adverbs. Locative comes from the same root as location, so you can tell it's got something to do with the concept of place, and they're specifically words that can express movement towards or away from a certain place. Hither means towards here, hence means away from here. You can also have thither, towards there, and my favourite, whither, towards where. Similarly, thence and whence, away from there, and away from where. We're lazy in modern English, so we've replaced all our hithers and thithers with just here and there. So people just say come here when really they mean come hither. And we've replaced the beautifully elegant hence by adding an extra word, from here. And from is a preposition, and prepositions are how we tend to express location and direction. We would say that someone is in the house opposite the tip, on the third floor, under the stairs, inside a bag, next to a large inflatable replica of Jeremy Clarkson's head. But this is just how we do it. We don't actually need to use another word. Like, there are no prepositions in Finnish, for example. They use cases instead of prepositions, which basically means that they change the word a little bit to tell us something about its location or direction. It's a bit like putting the suffix bob on the end of a noun to demonstrate the idea of going into that noun, and the suffix bill to demonstrate the idea of being in the noun already. So you'd say, I'm going Wigan Bob. See you Wigan Bill? That's what hither and hence do. And I love that. I think grammar's a simple joy of mine. Understanding why something is why it is when it comes to language is really satisfying. And I think it's a shame that I can't use the words hither and hence without being called a nonce. I'd like to ask people, whither are you going on holiday? And I'd like that to be normal. But I don't mind that most people would say, where are you going on holiday? Because that's not wrong. And that is another simple joy about grammar. Grammar is a democratic construct. The users write the rules. So if people decide that they want to say where instead of whither, and enough people start doing that, then it's correct. That's pretty nice, isn't it? The words hither and hence feel like simple joys. Understanding grammar is a simple joy. The fact that the correctitude of grammar is fluid and based on what people fancy is a simple joy. I'm not quite sure what makes a simple joy. I have a feeling for it myself, but I'm open to whatever anyone else thinks a simple joy is, and I'm open to my idea of simple joys changing. It could change loads, but in the manner of the World Cup octopus, I'm going to make a prediction. A prophecy, you could say, that if you keep listening to this episode, you'll hear this week's guest give a really awesome definition of what a simple joy is. Shall I tell you? I kind of want to tell you what it is so that we can talk about it now, but I do still want you to listen to the rest of the episode. I think you probably will. I'm going to tell you. She's going to use the word disproportionate. Disproportionate's a lovely word, and it's a particularly good word in this context. A simple joy is something that gives you a disproportionate amount of joy relative to how simple it is. Something that shouldn't give you as much satisfaction, mirth, pleasure, fulfillment as it does. But it does. Whenever I make a cup of tea at home, I throw the tea bag into the mug from a distance. I've been doing it for years and I'm really good at it. I'm best with the square tea bags like PG Tips. Less good with the round ones like Tetley's. And I'm also not that good anywhere except my own kitchen. But there, with a PG Tips tea bag, I'm a little magician. I drink a lot of tea, partly because I like tea, but partly because I love the ritual, the tea bag throwing, the waiting for it to brew, the squeezing the tea bag, eating the tea bag. Just kidding, I don't eat the tea bag. It's a joy that's available all the time. It costs nothing or almost nothing, and I only ever feel better afterwards, even if I have to give up and never actually get the tea bag in. I also love drinking tea while it's still just a tiny bit too hot. That's a simple joy. I think it'd be easy for me to say that tea is a simple joy for me, but in reality, there's about 7 different micro joys in there, and it's fun to try and find those. There's tens of simple joys in every room in my house, things that I do without thinking just because they feel nice. People talk about the mental health benefits of writing a gratitude journal, and I bet they're right, but I think it's also pretty good for you to try and identify a simple joy every day. I'd urge you to try. I'll do the same. Every week before we launch into guest time, I'll tell you a new simple joy that I've discovered that week. And I'm going to try and be specific. Rather than saying that I like writing, I'll say that I like touch typing. Yeah, I can touch type, suck it. Or the sight of a blank, specifically non-lined piece of paper covered completely in handwritten words. Or I like when I say the sentence out loud to help me find out what the right words are. I've given you loads of simple joys now, you greedy gannets. The last thing I'll say before I tell you about this week's guest is that I want this podcast to be about stories too. So I'll try and tell you a story of some sort each week. Or at least I'll try and paint a little picture for your imagination. So I want to whisk you away to a university dorm room. This dorm room is nicer than a lot of dorm rooms. Huge, if a little bit soulless. Behind the light brown wooden door, the whole room is carpeted with that sort of rough blue carpet that would burn your knees if you fell on it. Immediately on the right as you come in is another door, this one sliding and plated in blue plastic. It leads to an ensuite wet room. The shower almost arches over the toilet with a thin white shower curtain as a fairly pointless gesture to try and keep the whole room from flooding when the shower runs. There's a small white sink, too shallow to fill a water bottle, and a mirror on the wall above it and a ledge along the left-hand side of the room, which is covered in little bottles of moisturiser, cleanser, serum, toner. Come out of the toilet. There's a commotion outside. You leave the toilet and turn right to find a bedroom full of t-shirts and jeans, awkward smiles, nervous laughs. 2 boys with longish hair and glasses sit on the carpeted floor, leaning in performatively to the extreme. The appearance of an interesting conversation is more important than the reality of one. But they mean well. They're anxious to impress. It's Freshers Week after all. It's been 7 months since a global pandemic turned the world upside down, and the subject is somehow an awkward one. Most of the people in this room had quite a nice time during lockdown. Most of them were spared the tribulations of actually sitting their A-levels. There's a nervousness to say that you enjoyed lockdown, in the same way as there's a nervousness to talk about where you went to school, what jobs your parents have, all the normal things that a group of 18-year-olds have to share. So they talk about sharks. Someone hazards a guess at how many teeth a shark has. Someone else Googles it. They were pretty close. Someone makes an outrageous claim about what size of animal could fit inside a shark's mouth whole. A girl squeals. She's remembered a shark documentary she saw, narrated by the great diver Jacques Cousteau. Someone's getting a laptop out. Someone's turning the lights off. Now we're watching it. There's a willingness to be pulled along by the group. Everyone wants to blend in, to feel normal, to feel like friends. But they don't know each other. Not yet. They don't know each other, but they know no one else. And they're legally forbidden to know anyone else. This is their household, their new family, randomly selected and rigorously enforced. That adds a bit of urgency to it all. The documentary was a gamble, but it's a triumph. Cousteau delivers an impassioned soliloquy on the incomprehensibly huge capacity of a shark's mouth, and a bond is formed. They will be saying the word cavernous in a French accent for months now, and it will be an emblem of their ties to one another, ties formed on that night, in that dorm room. Ties formed with no small degree of unspoken urgency. Ties that will change, bend, break, and reform over the next 4 years. But true ties. Ties that will be remembered and can't be denied. Okay, open your eyes. Come back from the dorm room, back to the real world, back to the skeleton bob training track. Are you on a skeleton bob training track? There's one in Bath. Cicely C.C. Hunt is 24. She grew up in London. She studied Chinese at Oxford. And it was in that very dorm room that we met. She's been one of my best friends in the world ever since. This is actually the first Simple Joys interview that I did before either Tom or Alex, before I knew anything about how to record a podcast, how to edit a podcast, how to make clips and sell my soul to the Instagram machine. I initially wanted Cicely to co-host this with me, and secretly I'm still hoping she'll sack off her super cool and actually paid job working for a startup to go all in on her podcasting destiny, but I think she probably won't. So I'll settle for having her as a guest for now. I wanted Cicely on here because she's a deep thinker and a great talker. She's extremely intelligent. She's a fluent Chinese speaker and has lived in Taiwan on 2 separate occasions. Plus she has very active Instagram and TikTok accounts and posts really funny and intentionally provocative things to rile up the masses. Just to give you a bit of context for what you're about to hear. Over 4 years together at uni, she taught me a lot about self-reflection, self-care and friendship. I credit her with a lot of the growing up I did during that time. And I just think we have quite funny and occasionally quite profound conversations. I hope you think so too. Without further ado, here is the great Cicely Hunt on the Simple Joys podcast. I would say that's kind of your widest impact on sort of people that you've never met. You enrage people.
Hate. Don't like that. yeah, I can't be coy about my rage baiting actually. Like it's done with that in mind. So I can't now turn around and be like, oh, I didn't mean to make people hate me.
What is the objective? Tell us a bit about when you're on Instagram, what's the approach?
The approach is normally that I've had some kind of stimuli, so a coffee or a glass of wine, basically. So that's kind of it. You can tell based on the time of the day. So if it's the early morning, then it's a glass of wine, naturally.
Well, of course, yeah.
And if it's night, it's a coffee. No, and normally it's just a certain thought I have. Normally, I hate to say it, inspired by something I've seen on TikTok.
Yeah, well, of course.
That really gets my juices flowing. And then I will just be like, well, I have a thing to say.
What sort of things would inspire you?
A lot of the time, I think it comes from like wordplay, if that makes sense. Like, I was thinking in the shower about the phrase, pride cometh before the fall.
Excellent.
I was thinking about that.
As we all do.
Because it happens, because true story.
After the first glass of wine.
Because true story, yeah, exactly. And I was just thinking about like, oh, like pride cometh before the flop. Like if we want to modern era that, like pride cometh before the flop.
Before the flop.
Flop means to fail, basically.
Yeah,
so
no, I'm
a
with
flop
that.
era.
Pride becomes. Oh, I see.
Pride cometh before the flop.
Fine. Okay, so we're just modernising it.
We're just modernising it.
Yeah. Okay,
so that's
with you.
how I think about a lot of things. It's just I'm thinking of things. I'm just
Always.
thinking of words.
You're an ideas factory.
Yeah, and then to be fair, like there's a lot of things about like the men that they don't make the cut. They don't make the cut. They make it saved, and then I think that's too bold. And because of, obviously, would like to also clarify that I don't have a following on Instagram. Like I have a very normal number.
A regular number.
I have a very
number of
regular
followers,
number,
which is incredible to me at this stage.
But I actually don't want to. I think it's funny and I think it's unserious. But having said that, I also don't want to contribute to a conversation about all of that stuff, which I do think is really toxic. To take it seriously there for a sec. Well, there's just a lot of like, you know, the second that you say like men this, then there's the overgeneralization of not all men. And I think what it ends up doing is just like alienating people. Like people, like guys that maybe would have been like, yeah, I'm completely with you on that. Like, yeah, I do know like a terrible another man that does that. And it shouldn't have to. Like people should be aware of the fact that when you say men, it doesn't have to mean like I'm speaking about you specifically, Joe Ward, but people do take it personally. And yeah, and just in the past, it has been the funniest reactions do come from the men being outraged, but at the same time, like I'm actually not on Instagram to like
to cause trouble,
to cause like serious trouble, or to like get into gender conversations. Quite. Just because when I have done that on TikTok, and I have had my odd viral moment, it's just an exhausting conversation. Like people get really, really upset. Like when I posted something, my first big viral thing. Sorry, this literally sounds like I'm a content creator, which I wish I hate.
She's at the Cicely Hunt on Instagram.
Yeah, don't follow me. Don't try. It's not very interesting. But I posted something and I was getting called a pick-me by loads of girls, and I was getting called.
Do you remember what you posted?
Yeah, I know what I posted.
Will you describe it? Or?
Yes.
Is it just as good in the retelling?
No, and that's the thing, is that my viral moments on TikTok are always what I call my thoughtless think pieces. Like it's never interesting. It's always the random stuff. I posted a TikTok a couple of days ago about a TV character from a TV show, and it's recently like really picked up.
Really?
Like it got some traction.
Does that happen?
When I posted
old stuff will get
yeah, so so it's my last thing that I post. No, it's not the last thing that I posted. It got a bit of traction when I posted it, and then whatever, and then a few days ago, like I woke up and it was getting like thousands of likes and comments again. So, but that was about an opinion about a TV character on a TV show. And the annoying thing about TikTok is that people just get mad about anything. So I was saying basically, well, sorry, we've gone off track. Because this has nothing to do with the men content.
No,
please. But people on TikTok specifically will just get very, very, very upset. So that was about a TV character. The premise of what I was saying was she's earth-shatteringly beautiful. Like season 1, episode 1, everyone is in love with her. I'm in love with her. We're all in love with her. You're watching her and you're just like, yeah, you probably are as well. And but you know, as time develops, and I always really liked her, right? Like I actually thought she was a great character, but she can be a bit cringe. She can be a bit annoying. And basically my point was, it goes to show how important the face card is. Like you can be annoying, but you know, if you are beautiful, you can get away with it. And like, yeah. And I was basically saying you can get away with it, and you can also have like really like the hottest men on this planet be obsessed with you.
Was this you talking to camera?
This is me talking to camera. Which I think is like an innocent thing to say, right? Like I'm talking about a TV character, right? And I have to go in and wade into my comment section to break up arguments happening.
Fights between people and
people
coming at you? Yes.
People come at me.
Big time.
People said crazy things to me.
You can take swipes to the big guys.
Yeah, and all of a sudden everybody's saying, well, we don't because she's the main character of this TV show as well. So everybody's being like,
Are you withholding the name of the character and TV show
yes,
for
I am.
legal reasons?
Actually not for legal reasons. For
You don't want to start
for
this up
cringe
again?
reasons, because I'm a 24-year-old adult. I'm talking about a teen show that I watched when I was a teenager. That sometimes I watch now as a comfort
Tell
show.
us.
Sue me.
What
You know,
was
autumn
it?
comes around. No,
You actually, come on.
it was the Vampire Diaries.
Yes. It's
But I also I really don't want to direct.
It's never
people
been
onto
more
my
relevant
TikTok.
than it is today, The Vampire Diaries.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I was watching it the other day for comfort, and my mum comes in as opposed, I don't know, something perverse, but my mum comes in, and we need to watch it at some point.
Yeah.
Like every character on the show is like disgustingly hot, like outrageous face
What more do you
cards.
need?
Like
Outrageous
every
face cards.
generation, like the parents are all beautiful, like the the teenagers who are all played by like actors nearing their 30s and blah blah. And my mum comes in and she looks at this guy on the screen and she goes, "Oh, he's very good looking." And I'm like, "Girl, wait till literally the next shot. Wait till it cuts to who he's speaking to. Like, just sit and watch 5 minutes of this, and you're gonna be. I mean,
Does it have? Is there a plot? Like, does it?
Yes.
It has the plot to back it up, or is it?
Yeah.
Does it not really matter?
No, it has a plot to back it up. And when I watched it, I felt like, so when I was a teenager and I was watching it, I think I had so much shame about the fact that I was like, I am just watching a show which is like it's like a sort of romance drama with vampires. It's just it's the teen fantasy, you know what I mean? And I was watching it and being like, this is like hella cringe that I'm watching it, because it's just so on the nose. It's so like, here's hot people in love. And I think, and this to this day still stands, it's like, I felt like embarrassed for like enjoying that. But now I don't, obviously.
But that's why, to circle back, that's why men get pissed off with your Instagram content. Not all men. I'm acting like you're starting fires across the globe. It's because they know that they're actually massively the stereotype, and the things that they do are very on the nose, and there's discomfort to being kind of called out on that.
Yeah.
That, like, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever, it doesn't really matter. They are fulfilling exactly the stereotype.
Yeah.
And they probably think it's uncomfortable for them to be made to feel like they're just another one of them bitches.
Which is funny, because I love content about like bisexual women with boyfriends, which has been me for a very long time. Like up until recently, like I was a bisexual woman with a boyfriend. But as in, I love to see content that calls out my kind. Like, I think it's really funny, but I don't know, maybe
Men hate that.
But I don't know. And
all men, that is.
All men.
Not just some.
Not just some, because you hate it as well. You get real hateful.
This guy hates it. I do.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's a projection thing, but either way, the comments on TikTok have taught me that the gender debate is just, it's so pointless. It's so meaningless. You don't reach any kind of, you never reach a halfway, like you never ever reach a halfway point when you talk about anything political. And I have also actually spoken about like fairly political stuff on there as well, of like other things that I won't get into for legal reasons. But you just, you won't make any headway. So that's why I tend to like stick to lighter topics.
Stick to the light stuff.
Yeah.
I find if I'm trying to do something on Instagram, I find it's an effort. I have to sort of be looking out for things that would be interesting or fun or funny. And I think sort of my creative, any creative energy that I have, I don't think lends itself to Instagram stories. But I guess what's the joy you get from it?
I wouldn't say joy, and it's not even, I don't even post for like validation necessarily. Like this feels really vulnerable. It feels, oh, this is so corny as well. Like, but it feels just like a natural expression of something I want to get off my chest. Mm-hmm. I think it's really important for people to have creative outlets. I would like for my creative outlets to be a lot more like meaningful than like fuck Instagram. Like, but I think for me, it's just like a fun expression of like I had this thought and I just want to like get it off my chest, basically.
Yeah, and
That's basically what it is.
off the top of your head, can you think of a caption that you've done recently?
Yeah.
Go on.
On an Instagram post?
On a story, whatever. A thought that you've had that you decided to commit to Instagram.
I liked Vida Puta, which was my last one.
Vida Puta.
Do you understand that? So when every girl, when they reach a certain age and they go to Costa Rica for the first time, Vida Pura, like pure life, basically. So I speak Spanish. But like Vida Pura is, I mean, I think I know like 7 girls with Vida Pura tattooed on them.
No.
Like, yeah, it's the thing you do, it's on your lips or whatever, and that's great. And by the way, I'd like to say I support every girl's right when they come of age to go to Costa Rica or Nicaragua if we're feeling crazy and get that done. It's important.
Get that tattoo and come back.
Yeah, get that tattoo. Anyway, go up that mountaintop and come back a changed woman just in time to go to Bristol University. Cut that out. Yeah.
You lived in Taiwan most recently. So you lived in Taiwan twice.
Yes.
Two separate times.
Yeah.
The first was in the second year of uni because you studied Chinese.
Yes.
At the University of Oxford, no less.
Thank you.
And then the second time was after you graduated.
Yeah.
So all in, you've lived the best part of 2 years in Taiwan.
Yeah. I say 18 months, 2 years, sort of. Yeah.
Could you see yourself going back?
Yes. Yeah. No, it will always be very, very special to me. I don't think I could live there long term, but I absolutely love it. And yeah, I think if I went back, I'd feel very at home there for sure.
You speak perfect Chinese and obviously are visibly a Westerner.
Yes.
How often during a day were you kind of reminded of your Westernness?
I would say like you're never not aware. Like that's just part and parcel of what my life certainly was there.
How are you actually made aware of it?
I think just like looking different from most people that you see on the street, having people stare at you, obviously everything being in Chinese and like not speaking that. So being constantly told like, oh my God, like you're amazing, like your Chinese is incredible, was like quite funny because, and it's the loveliest thing ever. Like it's so nice and gratifying to be told that like you're doing amazing at this language when really you're not. Like you know you're trying your darndest, but it's hard. So, but it wasn't an uncomfortable feeling to like be aware that I wasn't from there, kind of thing.
No.
Like, yes, you're different and da, but like that's a nice thing.
Yeah. And because you've been to China as well, you've not lived there, but you've done extensive travelling in China. Is the story different there?
No.
No? Feel just the same, just as welcome?
Yeah. Felt super welcome. Yeah. The same interactions with the same experience of like obviously feeling very different. And getting complimented all the time on your pretty rudimentary Chinese.
It does feel great. I mean, when I lived in Germany, I think my confidence when I came back from Germany, my German was better than it ever had been. And there was a point where I realized that I'm not trying to do a perfect German man impression. It's better for me if they know that I'm an Englishman speaking German.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you get a little sort of, I'm more interesting. There's something slightly impressive about it to them. And I always found that you get more from the conversation the moment they're like, you're not German.
Yeah.
But you are here and you're speaking German. They want to know why you care. Mm-hmm. Which I think is true of a lot of the places I've been to generally. I've just got back from Armenia and people were fascinated as to what I was doing there. And that's a nice aspect of travelling, I think, for people to be genuinely interested in you. And coming back to the UK after a year in Germany and being one of going back to uni, there are thousands of you.
Yeah.
in the same postcode.
Yeah.
It feels, I definitely miss that. And
Yeah.
that's kind of, I'd like to live abroad again. And I'm sure there's a vanity in kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And in terms of learning Chinese, how hard really is it?
The challenges with Chinese are writing the characters and memorizing the characters. And when you start out, it's all random. Like you can't, there's sometimes, when you start out, you can't guess how anything's going to sound or what it's really going to be, to be honest. And you just have to learn this enormous volume of characters and the tones.
And the tones, just to explain what
so
that
there's
is.
4 tones. So you have the first tone, which is a sort of flat, almost like singing tone, like an ah. And then you have, the second is a rising tone, you have an ah. And then you have, the third is a sort of falling and rising, so ah. And then the final tone is a sort of staccato, like ah, basically.
And any vowel will have a tone. Is that right?
Yes.
Any vowel sound.
So, yeah, exactly. And I just thought that sounded like the most ridiculous, impossible process, because literally how are you supposed to do that?
Mental.
And then in first year, my Chinese teacher was like, you need to get your tones down. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. And that really turned me around. And so to answer your question, how hard is it? There are some really easy things about Chinese grammar, like you don't have to conjugate.
Yeah.
So you don't have to
That's
change
crazy.
verbs according to who is performing the verb. There's not really like past tenses or things like that. You have like words that kind of mark different tenses and the extent to which they're completed. So Chinese is really hard in some ways, like the tones and the characters. But I do think that like once you're on the curve, it does get exponentially easier. And it took me till Christmas for me to be able to like have a successful interaction in a 7-Eleven and be like, okay. But then once I reached that point, that's when the accumulation starts to get a lot easier.
Yeah. And the confidence kicks in a big way.
And the confidence kicks in.
I had a real epiphany in Armenia. I was with a French guy who spoke very good English, but with mistakes in probably every sentence, more or less. It was tiny ones that didn't make a difference. But whether it was a grammatical mistake or a strange choice of word, if he was just kind of transferring something directly from French and just saying the word in an English accent, which he did once with the word crepe, which was
I
so
love that
funny.
so much.
He was ordering a crepe and he was like, have the crepe with Nutella?
Creep.
And I had to intervene with the French guy and be like, he means a crepe. That's what I mean.
God damn, I'd be so mad if I was him.
Yeah, he got real shy after that. But speaking to him, and there was a point where I was with him and also with a German girl, and I was speaking to her in German, and then he would speak to me in English. And I just realised how, having done 4 years of a degree, my German is almost, I know too much of the grammar that I get in my own way.
Yeah.
And I've learnt it too academically. Whereas if I'd just been there, I would just speak.
Yeah.
And that would be fine. But I get in my own head about it. I think German's particularly tough for that because...
I was going to say, German grammar is pretty notorious, isn't it?
Yeah, and you do make a lot of mistakes. And I think you generally kind of just have to accept that. You have to live there for a really long time for it to all be second nature. But I get in my own way in a big way. And listening to him speak English, I just had this realization that I did not care at all. I didn't really notice his mistakes, and it would have been very annoying if he had stopped every time he'd made a mistake. That would have been really annoying. And I think because I've done the degree and I feel like I should be able to speak great German at this point, I think I screwed myself over. So you obviously did Chinese. What was the full degree title? Is it?
You're gonna push me down a rabbit hole.
Are you gonna get it wrong?
I mean, we had this whole shenanigans as a department about like the renaming
Renaming
faculty.
it. What did it almost get renamed?
Well, I plumped for anal.
Yeah.
Asian and North African languages and cultures.
Come on.
And I thought that was the most... I
fruit.
personally thought that was the most accurate. So I was anal all the way.
Pro-anal.
So pro-anal.
Always good to have a firm line on that one.
Yeah. No, big time. But, yeah, so it was Chinese studies, but, yeah.
Yeah. Well, your degree, I remember having sort of watched it unfold, was at times phenomenally intense and true to the name, quite
very
hard.
Chinese. Oh, right, yeah, hard. It was a very Chinese degree.
It was probably the most Chinese degree.
Yeah, you don't get much more Chinese than that. Yeah, no, it was hard, yeah. I was going to say, I mean, I like it as a concept. I just think if
you wouldn't go through the official channels.
No.
You'd probably just give them a vibrator if that's what you wanted.
Which is famously what I've done in the past. I mean, most girlfriends of mine have at some point been gifted Superdrug's cheapest bullet vibrator, and it does the trick. Yeah.
I'll wait.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You haven't been on the receiving list yet.
I have a lot of bullet vibrators.
Yeah, you have a lot of Superdrug
already.
vibrators. But yeah, the Superdrug bullet. This shouldn't go in. This actually really should not go in. But it's meant a lot to me and my homegirls.
Really?
Yeah.
They sent a sentimental bullet vibrator.
Yeah. I mean, we all have
aggressive.
Yeah. No, I know.
It sounds brutal.
No, but that's the whole point. It wasn't aggressive or brutal at all. It's like the perfect starter one. Also, it's very different from the anus, where at the anus you have to have a flared base.
Yes, because you will lose it otherwise.
As famous as well, because Joe does this all the time. You can lose shit up there. I mean, it can come out of your mouth. It can go so far up. It comes out of your mouth.
Yes,
Whereas
I have stress dreams like that so
all
often.
All the time.
But then I realise
vagina,
it's just in
just
my
stops
arse.
at a certain point.
But you are... Wow, that was some...
We're going to cut all of that out, I hope. Note to editor.
Yeah, note to editor.
I like saying things like that because I know that you're going to be editing it. We're like, hey, editor, cut this one.
People in podcasts say clip it at times.
I like that.
Clip it. But that's when something goes well, not when something goes
I'm
really
going to start
badly.
saying that in real life, actually.
Yeah.
Whenever I say something cringe, I'm going to say clip that.
Yeah, you can use that. Clip that.
I actually really like that. That's great. Clip that.
It would be fun. Like, it wouldn't be beyond... There must be people who have someone following them around, basically videoing everything they do.
Oh, that's my dream, in fact. That is, in fact, my dream job.
Truly
my dream job.
Being filmed. The whole
thing. I would like to not have to do any kind of effort, but I think it'd be fun.
Your dream is to be one of the Real Housewives.
Yes and no. I don't know that my dream is to be one of them. But I mean, speaking of small joys, I mean, that kind of makes the list.
Speaking of small joys, not at all,
yeah,
by the way.
But the Housewives, it awakens something in me. How do I word this without being sure? I love watching the Housewives, specifically the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. There's so much going on. Yeah. I don't know that my dream is to be a housewife. I think my dream is to have a show called CCTV. Fun.
It's good. Yeah.
And a camera just follows me around and I say things that people find funny or amusing.
That's really great.
Yeah.
CCTV is fantastic. Does that exist already?
CCTV definitely does. I think it's a Chinese... In fact, I'm pretty sure I know it's a Chinese.
You're taking the piss out of me.
No. Like it's out there, but
CCTV is spectacular.
Yeah. I've definitely brought this up with you before.
Get on that.
That's been on my notes app for a while.
It's really good.
Yeah, so CCTV is there. Copyright. Clip that. Copyright that.
Well, I mean, we've done probably over an hour without actually having gone through a single one of your simple joys.
My simple joys.
Which is a shame, but I would like to hear them.
Okay, so this is a quick what's it? Quick fire.
A quick fire joys. It doesn't have to be quick fire joys, but first of all, I want to know what your interpretation of simple joys is. What were you thinking about?
A simple joy is a simple thing. A simple joy is something that I think gives a sort of disproportionate amount of delight, and doesn't have to like cost loads of energy or time or money, or like it doesn't have to be anything crazy. what it says on the tin, basically.
Bang, I think disproportionate is a great word that I've not
yeah.
used. And yeah, I think that's exactly roughly what I thought.
Yeah. So a simple joy for me is unwinding with Sudoku at the end of the day, famously. I really go hard for that.
Yeah.
With a YouTube video from a lifestyle creator whose job it is whose job it is to buy things and then show everybody what they buy. It's really bad, and it goes against my world peace now, stop global warming morals. So I don't wear those t-shirts when I watch it. It feels wrong. But that for me, that actually is not on my list, but it has occurred to me. That's a really great joy of mine.
The Brainrot by itself, do you think that would do anything for you?
Yes, it does. It does, but it has to be. I can't do that every day. Yeah. It's got to be once every few days, once every week, and then that feels like the scarcity is what makes it like satisfying.
Yes, I have the same with police interceptors on daytime TV.
Fantastic.
If I watch it too often, I'm like, ugh.
You're like, that's the same stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Brainrot is not at all exerting, I would say. Do you agree?
I think Brainrot is exerting in a lot of ways. I think long form Brainrot is and I actually wouldn't even class my YouTube videos as Brainrot. I think Brainrot is like AI slop. I think it's like short form content of like really crap, like unedited bad content is what I would actually say Brainrot is.
Yeah. And so yours is longer form, and it has more of a like.
It's longer form. It's inane, but it's kind of it does something.
The longer form aspect of it definitely has quite a big impact. I think the feeling of your mind being kind of pulled every 10 seconds into a new sort of when you're just doom scrolling. Like, yeah. I think that is maybe what's exhausting about it.
It is like scientifically. Like, really? Yeah, as in I remember at my tweakier moments, like. My friend whose mum is a doctor saying you need to stay off social media because it is exhausting you, and genuinely, like I found at my like very low moments, like scrolling feels like physically hard. Like,
oh man,
not the thumb thing, but the thing of like
thumbs were fine.
The thumb thing, but the thing of like, oh, there's like another topic now, and then a war, and then a makeup haul, and then the back and forth is like it is exhausting for your brain, like scientifically.
Yeah, I totally see that, and that's why I think. That for me is the opposite of a simple joy. It is a complicated, like hit. Of something.
No, I wouldn't describe it as a simple joy. I think my simple joy is the long form YouTube videos combined with the Sudoku puzzle. It feels really indulgent and really nice at the end of the day.
Yeah, I totally get that, and I think I get a similar thing from darts on the toilet. I play a darts game on my phone on the toilet, and it's this. The problem is, Sudoku. You're actually kind of you're busy in a way. You're using your mind. I am not really. There's a competitive aspect, but it's not hard. I kind of know that what it is I know really what's going to happen. There's a predictability to it, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of almost fooling myself that I escape a little bit. I imagine I'm a darts player.
Yeah.
In the World Championships, and I name all the players. I name all my opponents.
Pervert. Wow.
They all have names. I name them. Sometimes I name them after people I actually know, but most of the time I name them after either footballers or snooker players.
Okay.
And so I'd be playing Bukayo Saka in the quarters, and I'd get through to face Kyron Wilson in the semis, and then like occasionally I'd have like Spider-Man.
So this for you. This is your fantasy. Interesting.
Yeah, and that's a real. I think it's an escape. It's not. It feels slightly different to other joys, but that's definitely a one.
Interesting. Okay.
Have you got any others before we wrap up?
My other joys, and I'm going to quick fire these because we need to wrap up, is I'm just going to say it. I don't like it, but I do like a delicious and unexpected and surprising small plate. And everybody wants to say a small plate. Everybody wants to have a small plate in a wine bar with a glass of orange wine, which, by the way, Joe didn't know was a thing until like 10 minutes ago.
I still don't really believe it.
He doesn't really believe it. I will say I like I like a hot honey, like sue me. Like I like an unexpected flavour combo.
Oh, a small plate.
A small plate being like when you go to a bar and it's a small like starter portion that's about £13. We're approaching a main course price for a very small amount of food, but it's inventive and it's interesting. And I will say that's a small joy.
Yes.
That and a cocktail
Quite
for me
literally.
feels like I'm the wealthiest person in the world. To have like a delicious cocktail and 6 small plates.
That's like a million billion
It's
quid
like
by
£1
your-
million. It's actually a house. So hence I am the richest person in
Yeah.
the world if I were to enjoy it like that. But I will say I am enjoying the small plates thing. I don't enjoy small plates culture. This is a whole other podcast topic, by the way. I don't enjoy small plates culture. I don't enjoy jazz house music, which I have so much to say on the matter. Bland, brain rot, unimaginative. Like, I have so much to say about small plates culture. Anyway, my point is, I do secretly love. Maybe it's like a hidden indulgence, like a
hidden indulgence.
what's
There
the
needs
word?
to be another
Like
one.
a secret. What's the word? Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Hidden
Hidden
indulgence.
indulgence.
I would say maybe that's more of a guilty pleasure than a small joy. But I do enjoy an inventive small plate.
You're onto
Yeah,
something
that's
there.
the next one. The final one is the final two. I love cheesy martial arts films are small joys. I really, really enjoy. Famously, The Karate Kid.
Yes.
Famously, my favourite film ever, Never Back Down. Really, really enjoyed that. Really love it. That's
Never
a small
Back Down
joy.
is a film or
It's a film. My favourite part is when they do the montage of them getting really good and then preparing. That's a small joy. That's like, it gives me this disproportionate amount of like inspiration, satisfaction. There's always like the perfect soundtrack to it. Like, I'll show you Never Back Down at some point. It's fantastic. My friend's sister described it as the worst film she's ever seen, by the way. And I actually won't accept that because I don't think the script is bad. I don't think the plot is bad. It's just like, it's cliche.
and it's objectively bad, but it makes you feel
It's
good.
objectively bad, but it came out in the early 2000s when films were kind of good. Like, I think now films have to work really hard to reach that standard of like decent, but like a bit cliche. Like, now everything's so forced, I think, with films. So I really love a cheesy martial arts film. And then my final small joy is this microphone. I really like this microphone.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this just now? Like,
I'm really liking the fact.
Enjoying-
Yeah, I'm really liking that.
like holding it, like what it does?
I'm liking the power of what I feel with a microphone in my. I feel really important.
You wear it
right
well.
now.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel important.
I dread to think if we ever let this happen again. Speaking of, we should get that microphone out
I'm
of our
drunk on
hand.
power, by the way.
Yeah.
You should get this out of my hand before it gets too late.
Quite. Well,
Well, on
Cicely,
that-
it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for watching till the end.
Yeah, right.
It's been a long one.
Yeah. We'll probably have to get you on. You might be the first and possibly also second guest.
And perhaps last, depending on the
And last.
success.
Of the Simple Choice podcast. Thanks for tuning in. See
Thanks
ya.
very much.
Well, wasn't that a bit of fun? That was a 1 hour, 20-minute interview in its entirety, but I had to be quite selective about the bits that I fed into your ear holes. But if you'd like the full version fed into your ear and eye holes, it's on YouTube in all its glory. Yeah, that was loads of fun. If you sometimes find yourself talking to your friends and thinking that someone should probably be recording it and releasing it as a podcast, you're probably right. They probably should be. I've recorded quite a few conversations with friends over the years, and it's quite funny to see what a microphone does to a conversation or to a person. Of course, in Cicely's case, I felt like we just unlocked her true self. Co-host, soon come. So I'll leave you not with a statement or a demand or a request for money or love, but with a question. Can time spent with friends be a simple joy? I discussed this with my mum a few days ago, and I still can't quite make my mind up. The joy of companionship is undeniable. I had such a good time having that conversation with Cicely, and it definitely warmed my soul and did me good. But the involvement of another human being seems to make it somehow less simple. There's things that aren't in your control. The outcome of joy isn't guaranteed, and that might not be your fault. There's more moving parts. Maybe I'm being too much of a stickler. A simple stickler. One to ponder. I wish you all a week replete with laughter and japes in the company of handsome aliens. Each and every one of you is forever in my heart, especially the one listener from Cyprus. It's an honour. Who are you?